Okay, let's see. Hello, this is Friday, and because alliteration seems to be the thing to do for stuff online, it's Frequency Friday. So, yeah, Frequency Fridays. Why I want to talk about frequencies because, excuse me, now I have a frog in my throat. So, Frequency Friday. Why I want to talk about frequencies is remember my post that I had about the textiles and their different frequencies and how what you're wearing, frequency of it has an influence on your body. So because obviously it's in your energy field, and because it has a frequency, it vibrates into your frequency. So it just feels like all these frequency subjects, topics are just constantly floating around in my sphere. And I wanted to talk about it because the way that I interpret it and use it and apply it in my life, I want to share. So it started my journey with frequencies, started with water, and that Masaru Emoto, is that his name? The Japanese scientist who did the water study of if you say good words, positive words to water, he would look at the crystals, the frozen crystals, and you could actually see the effects of what the spoken word had on water. So there was like a frequency of the spoken word has an effect on the water. So that brought me to a whole, sorry, I got distracted by my kids. They're playing a very, very exciting game apparently. So anyway, so the frequency of the water, so that got me, that is how my first really knowing or that was the first thing that got me intrigued into frequencies, was that book. I still remember we were in Costa Rica and I actually got this book from the library of Masaru Emoto, and I started reading it and showing the kids all the pictures, and then it got more like, then suddenly like, because is it listening to us, Facebook? I don't know, because then suddenly it started popping up like these little science experiments that people do with their teachers and the kids in the classes of like speaking to plants in good ways, speaking to plants in bad ways, and even how that has an effect. And then can you bring it back to the fact that plants are a huge percentage of water, like so they have the water that carries the frequency maybe in the plant. And then they also did study with mold and bread and food, like the same thing. So anyway, so the frequency. So then in Costa Rica, like a few months later, it's amazing how you get like kind of primed by the universe for these things, like because I got intrigued with frequencies in the water and started reading up to it. And then a few months later, like a matter of 1 month probably, I met this guy who came to look at our house because we were moving out of the house, and the new renters, they came to have a look at the house, see if they wanted to live there. And he started talking to me about frequencies. And because we were just chatting, like, yeah, funny. They come to look at the house and we start chatting about frequencies and all kind of other things. So anyway, what he told me then about was the Healy. So the Healy is a frequency device. Look at the green shine of the Healy is going with my virtual background. Okay, so this is the Healy. So this is a frequency device. This is like the Rife machine in your pocket because it just works with the app on your phone, on any smartphone. So it's so easy to give yourself constant good frequencies all the time. Like this morning, I've been running this frequencies through the Healy for my husband, who is in Belgium writing exams on his nuclear physics. So he obviously needs a bit of mental health and like anxiety help and stuff with the exam. So I've been sending him frequencies in the quantum field with the Healy. And I'm going to show you how this actually works. Because last time I spoke about the Bach flower remedies on my group. And yeah, I think I posted on my YouTube channel. And that was quite revealing, the Bach flower remedies, the reading. But I've been since then been running those frequencies on myself. And yeah, it will be interesting to see actually if they've changed. But I'm not going to do that live. But what I want to show you is now that the frequencies that you can run for, like I'm doing for my husband, like I did for my husband, mental health, anxiety, job stress, these kind of things. So I'm going to just show you that by sharing my screen here. Okay, and then just wait for it to connect for a minute. Okay, are we in? Let's see. So yeah, so and then even with the Kangen water machine, like my water ionizer, that's also comes down to water again. Like, so water and frequencies seem to be so important, because what I wanted to also share about Masiri Imotu, he did further studies, and in those further studies, he actually, oh, I forgot to record this. Anyways, another time. I'm going to have to record this. Okay, so Masiri Imotu, he actually did further studies, and he actually came down to the fact that water not only carries frequencies or responds to frequencies, but it has memory and can send messages. Now, I think it was him that did this experiment that they actually did from Italy. They did a water experiment in a lab in Italy, where they would put a message into water in the lab in Italy, and then they would receive the message in water in another location, like in France, for instance. They did this experiment. It's called bifurcation, something like that. Yeah, if somebody knows, can say the word to me, maybe drop it in the comments for me. Bifurcation, something like that. So anyway, so yeah, so that's how water actually can carry a message over time and space without actually like water touching water, if you know what I mean. So that's super interesting. Okay, let me see. Now I'm going to share my screen and show you what I was talking about the Healy. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you see, these were the programs that came up that my husband needed. Balanced nerves, extreme stress, positive thoughts, fatigue, exhaustion system. So you can see those are typically the kind of things that would be needed for someone who is writing an exam today. So this has been very helpful, this Healy, for us in so many ways, because even though he's in Belgium, he can immediately feel the effects of this, like, because he's very sensitive to frequency. So he can really immediately feel the effects. And I know that it helps them. So even last night, he has also had like back pain. So I've been running the pain frequencies for him last night, and it made a difference. Like today, he's much more mobile, and he feels like he can really walk easier and better, and had a better night's sleep because of, I think, me running the Healy frequencies for him on pain. So let me show you some more of the frequencies that the Healy can do. So this was called the job programs. Let me go to myself. There we go. Let me type in my name here. Liesel. And you see my name. Okay, so it's just going to connect to the Healy again. And then, yeah, connect to the Healy. I'm going to have a sip of tea in the meantime. Okay, let's connect. I always click on the computer screen instead of on my phone. So yeah, so for me, like, it just comes all together. The frequencies, the water, the Kangen water machine, the Healy, it just like integrates for me so nicely. Like, and I feel like that's like my optimal health solutions. And then plus, of course, the ASEA redox molecules, that those three things are my favorite things to heal ourselves in any way possible. So these are all the kind of programs. Do you see that? Like, these are all the programs that are on the Healy. So let me see, like Alaskan gem elixirs and the Australian bush flowers, the Bach flower remedies, the creative homeopathy, the Healy animal programs. It's so sweet. When I run the Healy animal programs on my dogs, it's always something comes up that's interesting. Like last time I ran an aura scan on my female dog, and of course, because she's from a shelter, she's been sterilized before we could get her. And it came up on her aura scan that she misses the fact that she can't be a mother. I mean, like, she can't communicate that to me, but I can see that through the aura scan. So it's so amazing. Healy beauty programs. You want to see what's in the Healy beauty programs? This is inner beauty, hair, skin, aging, nails, and skin elasticity. So I actually should run this one a lot more on myself. It's a beautiful one. Yeah, beautiful program. My go-to programs that I run daily, let me show you what the programs that I run daily on myself on the Healy. Okay, just come up now. This phone is so slow. The Samsung Galaxy A2, and it's really slow. Okay, so these are the programs I run on myself daily and my family. The Healy Bioenergetic Defense Program, that one, that I run for us all night, every night. And let me show you what it has in it. And it gives us such good sleep. All right. General protection, electrosensitivity, cell, mental, sleeping, geopathy, subtle planets. See, so that's what's in there. Okay. And then other programs that I run for us daily as a family is I love the bioenergetic support programs. And of course, the pain one I often have to run for my husband. The homeopathy I run a lot, like the Bach flower remedies. Since discovering really the potential of that, I've been running that a lot as well. But like, for instance, say, let's run the Alaskan gem elixirs. Let's see what comes up for if we run that scan for myself today. Oh, so my kids are playing Roblox. Very exciting game, apparently, with their friends online. Okay, come on. Sometimes, like, if you haven't run the program before, it takes a while to think things through. And other times it's a bit faster. So yeah, so I was saying how this all ties in. So last year, I've mentioned this so many times before, I signed up for this program, this website, this Frequencies for Life, I think it's called, where they actually like put your address into this frequency generator, and then it blasts your address with the frequency of love or higher. So the frequency of love is 500 hertz. So that's like a neutral frequency, and that's a frequency that you can send out without getting permission. Okay, this one doesn't seem to be working. Let's try this again. So I signed up for that, and we did that for a month, and it was really interesting the difference that made. Like, you could feel it. Like, my husband could really feel it. He said he felt like feeling seasick a bit, you know, because he wasn't used to it, because he's so sensitive to these things. It's amazing. And but yeah, so when you sign up for that program, what they do is you get one address for free. So you can have the frequencies higher than 500 for your own house property sent to you. And then you can choose like a government building or a school or a hospital or any other address to receive the 500 hertz frequencies for free. And they'll do that for, like, even if you quit your subscription to have the frequencies in your house, they will continue with the 500 hertz frequencies on that other free address. I think that is just amazing. So yeah, look at this. So the gem elixir scan that comes out, bloodstone, strengthens our connection to the earth, increases the flow of earth energies into the first and second chakras. Jade, jadeite, a vibration of peace, balance, and timeless simplicity, helps us stay centered in the moment. Brazilian quartz, the essence of purifying white light, energizes, synchronizing the aura, subtle bodies. Very interesting. Promotes release of layers of irritation in the mental and emotional bodies that manifest in the physical body as hardness and relentlessness. Quartz, root-related quartz, promotes precise alignment with highest source of energy and inspiration. So isn't it beautiful? I mean, imagine just having this at your own disposal every single day, and you can just run these beautiful frequencies for yourself every single day. Because that's what I do with having this in my life, you know. It's literally every day I get to adjust our frequencies for us and just make it, you know, send it to the best possible way for ourselves. So it's just, I love it. Like that I can just, when I have mental issues, like feeling unhappy, feeling a bit low, I can just run the Healy. If I have pain, I can run the Healy. Like when it's time for my period, I run the Healy for myself like 2 days before when I remember. And then I have the light, not the lightest, but like the best, easiest, softest flowing, you know, like no cramps and issues, period. I just need to remember to do that often, you know. And yeah, so that's just like together when we incorporate these few things, like I really think this is the way that we're going to be changing ourselves and the way that we treat ourselves day to day and health wise and all these things, you know, because it's just amazing how, I don't know, it's not new technology. The Healy has been around, I think, since, I can't say now. I only heard about it about 2 years ago, but possibly, I don't know, because before it was the Healy, they called it something else. It was the Time Waver company, I think. So it's made in Germany. The Healy is made in Germany, and there's other devices too. Like, so this is the Healy, and this is the hardware. So this little Healy, the stepping in price is $500 for it, $504. So that gives you the stepping in, the Healy Gold edition. But then the hardware never changes. So if you want to upgrade to the highest edition, like mine, that can do the resonance scan of the quantum field, you simply upgrade the software. So you pay to upgrade the software, and this little device stays the same. So that's beautiful, because for $500, then you buy into this device that has the potential to, you can do everything for it. Like, so the Healy resonance device program, it will software, and the Healy looks this, it is this Healy, you know, costs $2,000. But so the beauty of this thing is, for 2 years I've been running frequencies on our family, and I am pretty sure it is the reason why we have been very healthy and happy a lot of the time. And even like I said, for mental issues, like when I've been struggling with the adjusting of living in the Netherlands, and just struggling with some issues, you know, I just run the Healy on myself. And definitely for sleep. For sleep, the Healy is really great. It's fantastic. So yeah, so I was saying, like, this is really how I feel like this new earth ways and everything's going to be, is that we're going to be totally moving away from being reliant on somebody else for our health. I feel we're going to totally cut that out. There's not going to be any more a middleman for our health. You know, it's going to be us. We're going to know ourselves, and we're going to know how to heal ourselves. And I think this is the same with religion. Basically, we're going to cut out that middleman and go straight to source. And a lot of us are already doing that with healing, with spirituality. And I think another place that we're going to have to cut the middleman out is in our financial systems. Cut out the banks. We need to cut out these middlemen. and go straight from ourselves to source. I think there we go. I just came to a light bulb moment there, got a download perhaps. Yeah, cut out the middleman in our health, in our finances, and in our, what did I say? Health, finances, and in our spirituality. Cut out that person in between, take control of it ourselves, and just take it into our own hands, our own responsibility. So if you want to know how you can do this, I have ways to help you. Because with finances, I love doing this. Since I've started my own business a year ago, I love talking about money, and I love helping other people find ways that they can start an income online and cut out that middleman, get an income that is not dependent on you going to a job. Then, yeah, like with the health, this Healy, cut out the middleman, because basically the Healy almost can give you a diagnosis, you know? Like if you run the Healy scan on your, like it has the meridians, it has all these things. You can like pick up like, oh, this part of my body needs attention. Oh, my liver seems to be a bit unhappy. Let me give it some attention. Let me send it some frequencies, you know? And then with the water, with the Kangen water, the Kangen water is just, you know, we are electrical beings. So our water that comes out of the taps is dead water. It has no more electrical charge because it's gone through all these pipes. It's been sitting in tanks and it's got no electrical charge. Now water, when you drink it from nature, when it's been bubbling down the stream, down the mountain, over the rocks, it picks up an electrical charge. It's all about the electrons. It's just all about the electrons. It's so important. So when you drink that water, that is the best ideal water you can drink. Now to recreate that in our own homes, because not many of us have the option of living close to a stream trickling down the mountains, they have created the Kangen water ionizers in Japan, and they are 50 years old. This company has been making these machines for 48 years. And how is it that most of us don't even know about them? It's freaking crazy, I tell you. But do you know who knows about them? Like when you look up who owns Kangen water machines that are like in the public eye, you'll see all the top people, celebrities, people I don't like to name, people I don't like to follow, but they all have Kangen water machines. You see, these people all know that what's good for their health as well. So anyway, I want to bring those kind of subjects in here. But so the Kangen water, yeah, it brings that electrical charge back into your water that your body needs, because we are like electrical beings, right? So we need that electrical charge in our water. So it has titanium, platinum covered plates inside the Kangen water machine that the water runs through, and then it gets the charge. And that also creates that it's like hydrogen rich. So I've written before about it, about ERW water, electrolyzed reduced water. And you can look it up in Google or PubMed to see the benefits of ERW water, like electrolyzed reduced water. It's phenomenal. Okay, and I can just tell you, like from my own experience, my kids don't want to drink any other water. We take bottles of water with us everywhere, because just the thought of drinking tap water is disgusting now. You know, it's like once you drink Kangen water and you get used to that, it's like you don't want any other water, because you just know. It's like you consciously know that if you're not drinking Kangen water, you're not giving your body anything good by drinking bottled water or tap water. You know, there is nothing else like it. So yeah, that was my share for Frequency Fridays, how frequencies are involved in freaking everything. So I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And if you are interested in creating your online income, if you're interested in getting to know yourself better, reach out to me. I have got 2 things that I am wanting to share with everybody. The first for the online income is I have a web class every week that gives you the ins and outs of how this business opportunity works. And then the other thing is, drum roll, I am going to start a course for people to know yourself. Okay, it's going to be, we're going to work together and we're going to figure out what makes you tick and why do you tick that way and why do you do things that way. So that is what the course is going to be about, and it's going to be called Know Yourself. So I'm opening entries into this course this week, and we're going to kick it off next week. This week as in opening entries for it on Monday and kicking it off the next Monday. Yeah, just get the dates right. So I will be putting all the details, everything about it up on my page. And I'm very excited to be doing this because I feel everything that I've learned over this last year needs to come out, wants to come out, and it wants to be shared. And I want to share it with people who want to know themselves. And it just feels like they are in limbo and they want to get unstuck and just find a destination, a goal. So this is not going to be free. It's going to be a paid course because I'm going to put time and effort in it. It's an energy exchange. And whenever something is free, you forget to even show up for the class. So it's going to be a paid container of how to know yourself, just to find your vision, find your dream, and know why you are like you are. Okay, so I look forward to seeing a lot of people jumping into that. And I'm going to cut off and go check how my kids are doing on their Roblox. Bye-bye.